Two giants in the project management space go head-to-head which one really delivers. On the left, the versatile, widely used Asana. And on the right, the collaborative powerhouse Taskworld. We're testing them in the scenarios that matter most: task management, team collaboration, features, pricing, ease of use, and plenty more. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category earns points, and at the end, you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The result might just surprise you. Let's get into it. Now, before we go all in, here's what we're going to stack these two up on: pricing, features, user interface, collaboration tools, reporting and analytics, integrations, mobile apps, and internationalization. Oh, and don't worry, we'll keep it chill and real the whole way through. Okay, first up, pricing. So Asana does give you a free plan, and you can grab some discounts if you pay for the year up front. But I gotta say, those premium tiers start to sting a bit, especially compared to others. And you only get a handful of seats on the free option. Taskworld, surprisingly, gives you more seats for your buck, and their plans are honestly pretty team-friendly if you're like a smaller crew. Downside? Their free plan is super stripped back, and if you're hoping to use it for business long-term for free, no dice. But between the two, yeah, Taskworld's prices are more budget-friendly for teams. So Taskworld takes this round. Next, let's nerd out on features. Asana is kind of a beast here. You get workflow automations, a pretty massive list of integrations. Think Slack, Google stuff, all that, and you've got your timeline views, calendar, automations, the whole 9 yards. If you love tinkering and optimizing, it's awesome. But if you don't need all that jazz, it can get a bit overwhelming. Taskworld, meanwhile, focuses on the basics: Kanban, built-in chat, file sharing, and even a neat analytics dashboard. But it doesn't have nearly as much automation or integration power as Asana. So, if you want muscle, Asana wins this one. Alright, let's talk user interface. This is actually closer than you'd think. Asana has that polished, super familiar vibe that new folks can slide right into. Really easy to pick up from the get-go. Although, the interface can get kind of busy once you pile on a ton of projects. On Taskworld's side, everything is super visual, drag and drop, and onboarding is a breeze. Some might say it's almost too colorful, but that's totally taste, so it's a bit of a personal thing here. Honestly, I'm calling this one a tie. Oh, and here's something cool I bet you didn't know. Asana was actually co-founded by one of the people who started Facebook. Yeah, that Facebook. Kind of wild how the Silicon Valley roots run deep, right? Now, onto collaboration. Both platforms do a solid job here. Asana lets you comment, tag, even loop people in via email, all the stuff you expect from modern tools. There's just that occasional lag when everyone's editing at once. Taskworld goes big on chat, a direct chat, project chat, and you get performance reports to see who's cooking. But their chat function isn't as fancy as what you'll get on, like Slack or Teams. So both keep you connected, but neither completely runs away with it. Gotta call another. Tie. Let's dig into reporting and analytics. Now, if you're on paid Asana, there's some cool stuff, custom dashboards and such. But if you're on the free plan, you'll find reporting pretty bare bones. Taskworld's got timeline views, burn-down charts, and actual performance analytics right out of the box. Almost too much if you're a tiny startup, honestly. But for data lovers, taking the analytics crown here, hands down. For integrations, Asana absolutely flexes. I'm talking over 200 apps. Slack, Salesforce, Zapier, you name it. The only catch is, if you want to get crazy advanced, setup can be tricky. Taskworld only covers the basics. Google Drive, your calendar, simple stuff. It just doesn't go as deep. So if you live and breathe integrations, it's gotta be Asana here. Getting into mobile apps. Both have solid iOS and Android versions, plus you get all the notifications you need. Asana works great unless you're stuck without Wi-Fi, there's no offline mode. Taskworld's got a modern-looking app with nice push alerts, but I've seen people grumble about sync delays every now and then. Flaws on both sides, so you know what? Neither is running away with it. Let's give another tie. And to wrap up the main rounds, internationalization. Asana supports plenty of European languages, like Spanish, French, German, you name it. But if you're working in Asia, not so much. Meanwhile, Taskworld really leans in on Asian language support, Thai, Japanese, and so on. Not every translation is perfect, but that's still awesome if your team's literally all over the map. So for global teams, Taskworld nudges ahead here. If we stack all the categories side by side, you'll see Asana's flexing hard in features, integrations, and power tools, while Taskworld keeps things visual and budget-friendly, especially for analytics and international needs. So, here's my honest take. If you're all about supercharged, complex workflows and you want to tinker as much as possible, as in you live in automations and crazy integrations, Asana is totally your power move. But if your team's more about clean visuals, built-in chat, or you're spread out across continents and just need things to work, honestly, Taskworld's the friendlier pick. If you found this helpful, stick around and follow us for more comparisons you can actually use next time you're stuck picking between apps. Trust me, you won't want to